What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I already got started. I forgot to shoot an intro because I'm trying some new stuff, so bear with me, guys. Today, we're getting rid of a check engine light that's been on the truck for literally since I got it home almost a year ago. It was just a crankcase vent filter. It wasn't super important, and I really need to fix the suspension. But we got rid of what I have lovingly referred to as the shakes while going down the highway. Those of you guys that have been watching know we've done extensive stuff to this suspension. It's almost brand new. We are going to make it all brand new. I have most of the rest of the parts. I'm like I think I'm $30 away from having a brand new suspension, excluding the steering stabilizer, because I don't know if I'm going to upgrade or what I'm doing with that. Anyway, we're already started here. We have most of this crankcase vent filter taken out. We got fuel rails half off and whole bunch of other crap. Really not a bad job, especially if you're taking your time. What really kind of stinks for me is I drove the truck for like an hour, a little over an hour today, so it's hot. It's hot here. That's scorching hot. I've burnt myself like 3 times. It's been fantastic. But you can do this on a hot truck because I'm currently doing it. It's not that bad. It's more of an annoyance than anything else. Anyway, so we're gonna get this crankcase vent filter out. I'm gonna talk to you guys in a little bit, let you know how this has gone. If you guys have this code, I'll link it somewhere on the screen. It's like P04DB, I think, for the filter. Well, it can either be for the filter or the sensor, but you have to buy it as a whole assembly, so why diagnose it anymore? It needs to be replaced, period. Anyway, after we're done with that, we're moving on to the track bar and track bar ball joint, which I'm sure that's gonna be terrible to deal with, but that is what we're doing this weekend. Here goes. It is so hot in here. Anyway, guys, so we're gonna quick bring this up, get to work on a hot truck today. That's always a terrible experience, but doing the best we can. So we got our gauges coming up here. We're gonna quick, whoop. All right. So we have the Edge CTS2 here. We're gonna quick go into our diagnostic features and trouble codes, read. All right, this P04DB, I don't think it gives me anything. Unknown code, so we gotta go user manual online, but basically it's for a crankcase vent filter. Okay, so for crankcase vent filter, guys, and that is back here. So there's our fuel filter right there, crankcase vent filter right there. So we do have to take out the fuel filter again, which is super easy. There's a video on that, but you just take these 2 quick disconnect fittings off and we'll set them to the side, and then you give it a quarter turn counterclockwise and it pops out. Make sure to put paper towels or a rag over the inlet and outlet on the fuel filter, or it's going to spill all the way back there. So this looks a little annoying to deal with. So basically what I did is I took the new one out, and I'll actually show you guys that, and that's how I found the bolt hole. So there's 4 bolts that hold this down, and then we can take those 2 rails off, or 2 fuel lines off, but we need to remove 6 bolts to get it done. Okay, so I'm at the side of the truck. So there's our fuel bowl, I'll point to that. And then down here, there looks like there's at least 1, so I'm seeing 1 bolt for the fuel line, and then I think I can move the fuel line a little bit and get to the stud that I need. I will try to point to it, but again, you want to look at the new filter. I decided I'm just going to get the filter out and show you guys so you can see. Alright, so here's the filter and here's how it sits. Now to the right of the screen is the back, and moving forward, so we have these 2 in the very back. I'm sure they'll be fun to get to on my hot engine. This one, rotate up, this one's right by the fuel bowl, and then there's a quick disconnect and a plug on this end here. I'll show you guys that more when we get in there. So 10mm bolts and stud. This bottom guy here is a stud from what I've seen, but I believe everything's 10mm. We got a swivel for the very back because I will, and the shallow socket here. I kind of wish I had the swivels that have a socket on the end that are real shallow, because they'd probably be nice for this, but maybe sometime in the future. You will need a deep socket 10 for the 1 fuel line. You'll need a deep socket for the stud that's after the fuel line, so just bear that in mind, 10 millimeter. I do want to say I've seen some of these that you can just replace the filter. Mine is completely enclosed, so I don't know if it was the early styles that you could replace the filter or not, but mine you cannot. You have to get the whole assembly like that in order to replace everything. Comes in a big box like that. Okay, so a few corrections. The fuel rail bolts are 8 millimeter. And there were 2 of them to the left of this. Now this, try to show you this here. There isn't much wiggle room on that fuel rail, but you can pull it out of the side and get a deep socket 10 mil with this extension on it. And you can just sneak it on there a little bit. It is a tight fit, it really is. And guys, let me know, this is just gonna be kind of an overview of my day. This isn't gonna be a specific how-to. I do plan to do a how-to video. I'm filming them at the same time. But parts are going to be cut out. I'm just trying to see if you guys like the content that's just kind of overviewing what's happening. Some of you guys don't need this video to see how to do it. It's pretty, you know, if you've taken enough crap apart, you can see what to do this. But anyway, let me know down in the comment section, do you guys just want me to do the how-to video with what I do, or do you kind of like this vlog style video of showing you what's happening, getting crap out? All right, so here's the sensor that goes on here. We just kind of fished it out and pulled it up here so I could take that out. Not too bad. Here's this. This quick disconnect's like half broken. It had to get pliers. I was able to get it out, but had to wrestle that a little bit. Biggest things I see here now is make sure that this is disconnected from your fuel filter housing, because you'll have to kind of snake some of this stuff through. Okay guys, so we got this old one out. It's got a little bit of a heat shield on. We put the new heat shield nonsense on this, although I'm sure after about 30 minutes of driving that does nothing, but I guess whatever. I'm no engineer. So we got the new one about to go in the truck here shortly. I did have to take apart one more fuel rail connection. It's the other end's over there somewhere. Anyway, sensor's out, so easy job. Little annoying because everything's crammed in there really tight, but not too bad at all. So we're moving along pretty quickly here. Gonna finish this up, start the truck up, see if it clears this darn code that I've had for almost a year. But we're making good time. Gonna get to the track bar hopefully earlier than I thought, but I know that upper bolt is a bear, so not looking forward to dealing with that. Anyway, enough of me talking, let me get back to it. So it's a little hot out, but we're done. So we're gonna clean up here because we have another project to do. So I want to quick clean up this little mess I have here before I get into the next one. We're gonna start the truck and we're gonna see if the code's gone. I've double checked everything. Since the fuel filter was out, we're gonna prime the fuel system. If you need to know how to do that, it's super simple. Go check for specifics in the fuel filter video. Not a big deal there. And as you guys know, every time I take stuff apart, I make sure to clean up and put it back together before we clean out this whole under hood, because this is a disaster under here, guys. It's rough looking. We need to fix this. Okay, we have success on the track bar bolt. It is a bear. So I'm gonna go under here, show you what I have. Basically, I have a 24-inch breaker bar on one side, 30 millimeter sockets on each side. You'll need a deep socket for the back to hold the nut, and the biggest ratchet I can find, which is actually a 3/4 inch, but I couldn't find a 30 millimeter nut for socket, so that's probably about 19 inches there. So two pretty big wrenches here that I can, or ratchet and a breaker bar that I can get on, and it just broke loose. So I want to show you what I got so you guys can see, because it's when you're doing this on the ground, like right here, no lift, like you can't really get in it like you can if you were on a lift. So I literally laid with my head down here by my driver's side tire and got it, and used my passenger side tire to push off of with my feet as I pulled. I'll show you that here now, guys. Now, to be fair, when I was really pulling, I was kind of pulling like this to get it, but we got it now. Okay, so we are on the driver's side. Got our breaker bar up there. See the bolt pretty much out. That's our whole track bar there. Now I gotta go to the other side, get that nut off, and work on getting the ball joint, pressed out. Whew. This truck has been fun to learn to work on. So, here's the track bar bolt. This is one of the biggest bolts I think I've ever seen on a truck, to be honest. Anyway, so change of plans. The ball joint on the track bar isn't completely shot, and with the press I have here and the parts, it's gonna be a bear. So we're gonna wait until we can probably hit up the Hammer Down Motorsports garage. I'm gonna have to text him with all this COVID and whatnot going on. I don't know when that's gonna happen, hopefully soon. We are gonna get the new track bar in. Old track bars over here. We just went with Moog. There'll be links to the ball joint and the track bar in there. It just looks like, I'm not saying there's a ton of guys that have done this on the ground. It's just a bear and I'm losing daylight. I want to kind of finish the video up. And just because there's no video completely showing this, I want to make sure I have good camera angles for you guys and get great shots of the whole thing. So we're going to put this back together. We're going to wrap up for the weekend, and I'm going to plan a future video really detailing the track bar at the Hammer Down Motorsports garage. Big shout out to him. And guys, I haven't released this yet, but if you haven't seen the merch store over at Teespring, we have this shirt. This is also on Amazon. But this Teespring lets me really do a lot more stuff. It's a lot more user friendly. So we also have, I thought was funny, my SOB shirt, the 6.0 Bro shirt that is. And then we also just released a Making 6.0s Great Again. For the haters, we did put the again in parentheses, but lots of love for the 6-liter guys, so we did throw that out there. Anyway, they're just fun shirts. They're not meant to be super serious, so don't take them too serious. It's just all in good fun. Link down in the description if you guys are interested in that. We're gonna get this truck back together, and I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so yes, it's dark, and I've pretty much spent most of the day working on my truck. Not a whole lot else, but I went at a pretty leisurely pace. I did go up to Josh's for a little bit to look at a pool cover thing. Very unrelated. I know you guys aren't super concerned. Anyway, so I was up there, so I came back. I just finished up. Something to consider. So I am going to do a full video at my buddy's shop on the track bar ball joint. Mine's not completely gone, but it's not in great shape. We're going to put some new grease in it tomorrow. Gave the track bar it's good and torqued down. To get it to line up, it was off. I couldn't get it to fit, so I went looking. Someone gave me some advice. If you turn the wheel with your track bar off, it will line it back up. Your truck will move, the body will move and line up. I was like, I don't even quite know how this all works, but it does. So when you replace your track bar, turn the old wheel back and forth and get it lined up. I did it by myself. I just left the truck running, turned it a little, got it on, turned it more, got it on, and that's how I did it. So pretty easy, nice little trick. Thank you guys again. I'll see you in the next upload.